most of our first three sessions, the first dealt with policing in the 60s, the second dealt with stress and policing and efforts to combat kind of police brutality in the 1970s. And then we talked about gang shit in the third session, which dealt with the war on drugs and the Reagan era and kind of like, you know, the carceral state and in its full-blown form.
Now, we look through a lot of things and measure and critique things through the racial lens. And we should do that because that's been the United States of America's greatest sidekick. That's the one they love the most when they bring that race question out. Oh boy. And there's always a way to separate and divide and figure out how this group needs to be treated and that group needs to be treated. And this whole conversation about we're all in this together, that doesn't generally show up when the race card is played, right?
But we wanted to end tonight because I wanted people to be sure that they think about, when I say policing and when I teach about policing, I want to be clear that it's not just the boys in blue and the women in blue that enact policing. That policing is broadly defined as a form of kind of containment, right? And you've heard this before, but it's to establish quote unquote law and order. And as we've learned kind of throughout the course of this is that obviously communities and the police define law and order very, very differently.